carefully.
I have listened
to
carefully.
the matter that has been raised by the member for Ruaraka.
I have listened carefully. Unfortunately, I'm not able to draw the distinction as he has put it, and have tremendous respect for Honorable TJ, a member of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. What Honorable Kingara is proposing to do is to amend Section 4, subsection 2. And he's telling us, go immediately after subsection paragraph A and include the following subparagraphs. That's what he's telling us to do. Which means, for us to reject this particular proposal, it must be inconsistent with any of the provisions in Section 4. Unfortunately, I have gone through the entire Section 4. I don't see what is inconsistent. What we are being told, and I've read the report properly, is that in some regulations, including operation of motorcycles regulations, we have provisions similar to what Honorable Kingara is proposing. And what I'm saying is, there is nothing inconsistent with promoting a regulation from being a subsidiary legislation to being a part or a section of an act of parliament, because it gives it more force of law, and it is even better questioned by this House when it is actually a section of an act of parliament, as opposed to when it is a regulation. And this is what I'm debating on, that per se, the proposed amendment is not inconsistent with the main act of parliament. It is...
So that you may proceed with,
yes,
with the debate.
Yes.
There's nothing out of order. Good. So this being a house of debate, I would like to allow the member for Tharaka to proceed. Just proceed with your debate. Everybody
will have his or her opinion on this, but I'm trying to say, if you look at this proposed amendment, we are making the law on border borders and the tuk-tuks better than it is. Because nobody is explaining why do we have regulations on the same subject matter which regulations are not being enforced. Because they are a subsidiary legislation. Now, why don't we make substantive law? Once we make substantive law, this House has the power, and every other arm of the government has the power to ask, why is this law dead letter law? I do not believe, I'm not convinced that it would actually become dead letter law. We are doing a better job than we have. This is why I'm saying there is no conflict between what Honorable Kingara is doing and what the Committee on Delegated Legislation in maybe the last parliament did, because this House is actually buttressing the issue of registration, control, policies on border borders and tuk-tuks into our substantive law. It's a very important industry. It goes without gainsaying that this country, almost 30% of its GDP may be hinged on that sector. But having just recently lost a member of parliament through some border accident, we are worried whether what we have in those regulations that are being quoted, what we have in the main act is sufficient. So I invite the House to relook at the proposed amendment. If there is need to amend whatever Honorable Kingara has proposed, let's do it in the committee of the whole House. But let us not throw away the baby with bath water. Let us not reject this proposed amendment, while if we sat in the committee of the whole House, we would actually make the proposed amendments better. By so saying then, I do find there is a place in the proposed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 amendments in subsection 2, paragraphs A of the National Transport and Safety Authority Act. I therefore urge the House to support, and I do personally support the proposed amendment. Thank you.
Thank you, Member for Baraka. The Honorable Adan Haji, Member for Mandera West. He seems to have withdrawn from the chamber. Honorable members, the next opportunity then goes to the Honorable Anthony Kibagedi, Member for Kitutu Churches